here. Welcome to my channel. In today's video I am showing you how I made this photo folio. It measures 7.5 by 8. I made it out of just cardstock, 6 sheets of 12 by 12 cardstock, and leftovers from the collection from Country Craft Creations called Life is Beautiful. So this is my second project with this paper collection. I will have a tutorial on here in this video on how to make the folio, and then I will show you at the end the finished album, so stay tuned. To create this folio, you're going to need 6 sheets of 12 by 12 cardstock. I'm using Artisan Black. You're going to need your pattern paper collection. I'm using the 12 by 12 Life is Beautiful by Country Craft Creations. I will be doing the pattern of the project after I show you the basic part. I will be doing that off camera. So at this point, I don't know how many sheets I will be using. I'm starting out with probably a little over half a pack of the collection. I don't have the full collection because I've already done another project. So I will be showing you how to make the basic folio, and then I will do the pattern paper off camera. You're going to need, if you want a magnetic closure for your cover, you're going to need at least 2 sets of the large basic gray magnets. You're going to need your art glitter glue, and you're also going to want to have some ribbon if you want the decorative tie on your folio, and you will need your 12-inch trimmer and 12-inch scoreboard. So let's get started. From your 6 12 by 12 pieces of cardstock, and again I'm using the Artisan Black, you're going to cut 6 that are 8 by 12. Cut out 6 that are 8 by 12. So just take your 12-inch, put it in at 8, and make 1 cut. So you have, set this other piece aside, we'll need that. You have 8 inches by 12. You need 6 of these. So I'm going to go ahead and cut those real quick. Okay, so we have 6 that are 8 by 12. Then we're going to take these scraps here. These are your 4 by 12s. We're going to take 2 pieces of this and we're going to cut this down to 6. So we'll have 4 by 6s. So make a 6-inch cut. So we'll have 4 of these that are 4 by 6. Okay. Then we need 3 that are 4 by 8. So you take 3 pieces and you're going to cut it down to 8 inches. So that's 4 by 8. Set that aside. 1, 2, cut it at 8. And 3. And then your last one you need to be 7.5 by 4, so you just cut it down to 7.5 right there. Okay, all these scraps, just set them aside. You might want to use them for photo mats on this project or on another one. So that's all our cutting that we need. Set these aside here at the top. Okay, so take 2 of our bigger pieces first, and we're going to score those for our cover. So let me grab my scoreboard. So we're going to take 1 8 by 12 and put the 12 in at the top. And on this piece only, we're going to score at 6.5, 7.5, and get good scores on those. And the last score is going to be 11.5. You just need 1 light score for a placement guide. Okay, take your another piece of your 8 by 12, and you're going to score just this one on your 4-inch mark on the 12-inch side. Score at 4, and again you need a good score, and at 5. This is creating our 1-inch spine for our cover. So that's our cover pieces. Take your other 4 8 by 12s. I'm going to score these all the same. These will be the pages. So you put your 12-inch in at the top, and we're going to score at 3/8 and at 8. Do that on all three. I'm sorry, all four. Got 4 of these. So we'll put the 12-inch in at the top, score at 3/8 and at 8. So you will have 4 pages like that. Okay, so now we're going to work on our flat pieces and our pockets. So we're going to take our 7.5 inch one, that's by 4. We're going to score at 1/2 inch and at 7. I wrote this down as score on 3 sides to make a pocket, so 2 short sides and 1 long. So 1/2 inch on 3 sides like that. That's a pocket. Take one of your 4x8s, do the same thing, 1/2 inch on the 2 short ends. So you can just do a score on your 8-inch side, turn, do a 1/2 inch score on your 4, and do a final 1/2 inch on your 8-inch side. So that will make a pocket. You take your 2 remaining 4x8s, put your 4-inch at the top. This one's here on the bottom, the 2 4x8s, and on the 4-inch side, you're going to score at 1/2 inch on both of those. And then your 4 4x6s on your 6-inch side, you're going to score on all these at 1/2 inch. Okay, 2 more, and that will be all the scoring that we need to do. And then we'll be starting in on the cover piece next. Okay, so put your scoreboard away. Take your 2 pieces that are your 8 by 12 that you scored for the cover. These will have the 1-inch space here in the middle and the 1/2 inch placement guide here on one side. So you're going to take this, you're going to glue, if you look at this piece, this is the one with the 1/2 inch, lay it here. Take this piece, you'll see you're really wide here, your 1-inch space, and then this is a 4-inch space. This is the one that's going to glue right on that 1/2 inch. So I'm going to take my glue, and I'm going to put glue right in that 1/2 inch space there. You can use score tape if you want to, but I like glue because I know that it's not going to come apart later on. Now then, take this and line it up so that the edge of the 4-inch section is right along that 1/2 inch score line. Make sure, it's hard to see in the black on the camera. I know you can't see that very well. Make sure it's lined up here at the bottom and the top, and it's right along that 4-inch line. And then go ahead and burnish that in. So that's the center back section of your cover. So then when you fold up your score lines, burnish it really well. This is going to make your side piece here, your spine, and this one will make it over here on this side. Just like that one. And then you will want this shorter one that laps over like that on the front, because this is where your ribbon and your magnets will go right here. Okay, so that's the cover. Take your other 8x12s. Okay, and we're going to fold on that 3/8 inch on each one. That's your piece that's going to attach in. And this one, I like to fold it both directions because once I put it in, it's going to be possibly reversed. So this is a flap like that. So you have your 3/8 where you're going to attach it into the cover, and then you have a built-on flap here on all 4 pieces. So get those burnished. Just like this. Now on your little 3/8 inch, if you want to train your paper, also you can do that a couple of times, back and forth, which will make it turn better. But you only do that if you have this really strong cardstock like the Artisan, okay? If you're using a lighter cardstock, then that probably would not be a good idea because you don't want it to crack, okay? So I've got this one, and I will go over the 3/8 again on all those. Okay, just flip them back, burnish them, and flip them again. This way I know that they're going to bend well. And then we'll go ahead and put these in our cover. Okay, so we have the 4 there. We have the cover. We're going to open it up like this. That's the back side. It fell over. So there we go. Open it up like this. Now, pay attention to which flap is the right. So this one here, you want it to look like that. So open it up like this. And then we're going to take this, and this is going to go in. You want the cut edge of your 3/8 tab to go right along that score line right there and fit within that 1-inch section. So I'm going to put my glue on my 3/8 here. And make sure and hold this down. It's going right along that fold line, the cut edge, and line it up top and bottom right there. Grab my bone folder and burnish. Clean up any glue that oozes out. Here we go. Fold it down and burnish. Okay, so there's that one on the left. 2 goes on the left spine and 2 goes on the right. So again, this is going to fit in this tab, the cut edge, right up against the edge of this one. Make sure it's burnished in good. So the glue on the back of your 3/8. Cut edge goes towards the center of your folio, right along that fold there. Make sure you've got it straight. Okay, line that up in really well. I'm going to make sure I've got it in straight right there at the top. Burnish it, fold this down, this, and burnish. So that leaves you the space right there on the inside. So you've got a space here and here and here within your cover. So then these are going to go the same way. So this cut edge is going to go along the fold here towards the center. So get your glue. The cut edge goes right along the fold in that spine. Make sure you're in that spine section. And line it up there and there. Burnish that in, down, burnish, fold this under. The last one is going to go in the same way. You want your glue on the back side here. So it's like that, and then this cut edge goes up against the fold of the one you just put down. Make sure it lines up in nice and straight. And there's our space. Okay, so there's the pages in there. So let's fold them in. This goes like that. So that is your cover like that. So we'll open this up. Let's work on our pockets. So we have two that were cut or scored as pockets. So take your scissors and do a miter cut on each corner where the score lines intersect. That. Then we're going to fold and burnish our score lines. One pocket is slightly bigger, longer than the other to accommodate the cover, the different sizes here. That one. And when you score this up, you want to make sure that you have mitered it enough so that it eliminates the bulk. So you have your two different size pockets. Now at this time, if you want to do a notch punch, a decorative punch, envelope punch, you can do that. I'm going to leave mine straight. So you're going to take these and you're going to look and make sure that they're fitting within the score line of your spine and the edge of the cover. So this bigger one goes here on the left, and the shorter one will go here on the right. Okay, so I'm going to just, because I don't know if I'm going to put paper all the way down, I probably won't. If you're going to put paper all the way down, then you don't have to cover this with tape, but I'm going to cover mine with tape because I may be using scraps of paper. So I'm going to put glue on my bottom tab, the back side like that, and then I'm going to make sure that I'm putting on the bottom edge to the right and make sure that this is not into the score line of that 1/2 inch. Whoops, I'm making sure here that I've got it lined up straight on the bottom. Burnish it in, flip it back, burnish, take your clear tape. You can use packing tape or gift wrap tape and just seal that up, that edge, so that when you put tags in, it doesn't hang. Then go ahead and put glue on the backs of your tabs here. This is pretty quick and easy folio to put together, and then you'll have it ready for adding your patterned paper. So burnish the sides there. And so there we have a pocket. Okay, slide this over. We're going to do the same thing to this one over here. You're just making sure that your longer pocket is on your front cover here. So line this up the same way, making sure it does not go into that fold there. Nice and straight. Burnish that. Bring it down. Burnish on the inside of it, and then add your clear tape. And then finish off the pocket. Bring it up. Burnish those sides. Okay, so there's that. Now we're going to open this up and get down into the center here. And so we take our two remaining 4x8 flaps and we're going to burnish these on the 1/2 inch score line. Flip them back and forth, I think. Okay, so one goes on the left, and you want to make sure that you are not into that space there of your cover fold. Now you will notice there will be a gap between, and that's okay because I'm going to put a cut apart that hangs over and probably use a magnet to attach it, hold it down, or you can make a swing tab with a brad. So I'm going to go ahead and put the glue on these. And this one up on the left on this inside center. Make sure it's along that fold line and not into that section of that 1 inch spine. Just right there. And the other one. Here. Making sure it's not into that section there. Okay, and burnish. Okay, so there's our inside flap. Like I said, you have about a 1 inch gap there. That's where you will do a closure there. So let's close these up and we'll put our other tabs on, or flaps. So there's your folio. So we have 4 of the 4x6s. Now you can put these on any way you like. Just go ahead and burnish your 1/2 inch score lines on all 4. Now I am not going to hold these down with magnets. I'm just going to let them be flaps on the page. So my first one, like I said, you can put them on however you want. My first one I'm going to put here at the top, like that, and it will flip up like this. You could put it as a vertical if you wanted to, and bring it down. That would be cute like that. You could do it like this, wherever you want on your page. So I was going to put it up there, but I kind of like it there in the center. So that's where I'm going to put this one. I'm going to put my glue on my 1/2 inch, and pay attention because it's black here, and I'm just going to eyeball it kind of in the center, top and bottom, right there along that fold edge. So see, this will fold back. This one will fold this way. So I'm going to burnish that in there. Of course, it'll be covered by patterned paper, the little 1/2 inch. So that one's there. So that one flows this way. We got a flap there. So now we can put one here. So I'm thinking I'm going to put one here that folds down and maybe center it. So I'm going to put the glue on the 1/2 inch. Put it along the bottom edge of the page. Just eyeballing it, make sure it kind of looks centered. And burnish that down. So there's the left side. Okay, so this one, I'm going to do the same way, but I'm going to put it here on the left on the fold on the center. Right here. And then that one folds open. So we have a flap here. And so this one, I put it in the center on the bottom, like that. Okay. And that's the assembly part of this folio. So this just all folds in. And then your cover. Okay, so if you don't want magnets and you just want to tie it, you could do that. I think that would work just fine. I think I would, if you want magnets, you would put your magnets here and here and match it up here and here. And do that before you do your patterned paper. I just haven't decided yet. I think the ribbon would hold it probably just fine for a folio. So if you're going to put ribbon, you need to decide, make sure that you remember to do that. Put your score tape here on the front, kind of centered it where the ribbon's going to come. If you want to go all the way across, you're just going to attach it under your patterned paper. Put your score tape here, like this. So I didn't put score tape on your supply list at the front. But most of us have that in our stash. Red tape, whatever you have, burnish that right there. So that's going to be where the ribbon goes there. And then I would put it on the back. Just going to go ahead and tear a piece of this off to match up right here. Okay. And just leave that on there so that you know that you need to put something on there. So now I'm going to be cutting my patterned paper. I will be using the 12 by 12 Life is Beautiful. Cut up my patterned papers. I tend to cut mine about a 1/16 of an inch shorter width and height. You can do an 1/8. If you like a bigger margin, you can do a 1/4. Whatever your preference is, go ahead and get those cut. And then, you know, cover your flaps and everything. And just make it real pretty the way you like it. But that is the tutorial for making this folio, and then I'll be finishing it up and have the finished one to share with you. Okay, so stay tuned. So I have been cutting out and measuring and putting pattern paper on my folio. So I have the back done, the front, and all the inside. I've done everything except for adding in some on these little pieces. I wanted to show you something on those really quick. I did put my ribbon on. I used 3 colors that go pretty well with this paper. I picked this aqua to go with the trees there, this yellow to go with these trees up in here, and the purple down in here. So those are the colors I chose. Put it down before I put the paper, put this paper on and wrapped it around, and then brought it out the back. So you can do whatever you want so that it's loose here on this spine, and then it will all tie right here. So this is the one I put on the front. This is the pocket here. Here's the inside pocket over here, kind of mirrors this one. And these others are all patterns. So I did this here. This one, I did the balloon here, hot air balloon, and then when you open this up, you have the airplane. So I continued this. I measured so that I could get this part here. I used the stripe here. This one here kind of matches. Some of these are not patterned because I'm going to put some solid my colors because I'm running kind of low on my patterned paper. This one goes like this. So I have the hot air balloon here and continued it on to that flap there, like that. We have this. This one mirrors this one over here. And then in the inside, we have this. Now, these again on the inside, I'm going to either leave black or put my colors on there. This one, I didn't have any cut aparts, so I made this photo mat with the pattern paper. I put the magnet here under the back, covered that, and then put it on the front here. So if you want a magnet closure like that, or another idea, you could take a brad and some kind of swing, attach it before you put your pattern paper down so that it swings and holds big enough to hold the two pieces together like that. Now I have this punch. I haven't checked Country Craft Creations. They have a similar punch, different brand that you use for your photo corners, but then I goofed up and forgot and put glue here in the corners. So the second corner can't be used, but it's still going to work with this first one, and it'll come out above that one, but I'll make sure I do it right on the rest of them. So I'm going to show you that real quick. So what I'm doing, and I'm going to put my colors here on the back, but what I do is I cut the pattern paper to fit the flap, and I've got mine really close. This one needs trimmed down just, I think, a tiny, tiny bit. I think it's a little bit too long. A little black showing. So you cut your solid paper or your pattern paper, whatever you're going to put on top, down to size. Then you take your photo corner punch and you punch out all four corners if you're doing all four or just two, however you want to do it. So I'm doing all four. If you don't have one of these type of punches, they're a lot of fun to have, and then that gives a place for a photo to go in. So like I said, check out Country Craft Creations because I know she had one similar to that in the store. I don't know if it's still there. Now it's really important to not put glue where the corners go, but more so in the middle this way. And you can do some here on the edge. So stay away from your corners like I did. I mean, I like a tiny, tiny bit in the corner, but be very careful with what, you know, how much you put in there. So I'm going to do the edges here. You know, on the inside. And like I said, just the tiniest bit because you don't want that slot covered. So I made that mistake on that other one. I think it'll be okay. So then this fits over here. And you have, it's decorated, it's decorative paper, but yet you have a place for a photo. So just go ahead and burnish that down. So I wanted to show you that real quick before I continue finishing up this album. I'll be doing some more here and there and adding my colors in, but that is how you add a photo mat like this with those corners. Okay, so I have finished this Photo Folio. That's what I decided to call it because I'm using photo mats throughout the folio for photos. This is really easy to make. I think it turned out really well. It is just made out of cardstock, so it's not a heavy covered album or folio. Here on the front, I did a few things. I'll go over this with you and I'll do a quick showcase walkthrough of it here at the end of the video and probably have a slideshow at the end. But anyway, here on the front, I have put a gathering of flowers. These are the Prima flowers that I got in my design team package. There were 60 pieces in this pack. The colors didn't quite work. Now the blue I used, but the pink and the peach weren't quite right. So I did use my Copic alcohol markers to color these. So I got the red. I used some kind of pinky color for that. And then I used some purples. So I used the peach and the pink by coloring them. I brought in the colors of my ribbon by adding some loose pieces of the ribbon and glued them in loops. I added a white paper doily. I fussy cut out some of the leaves from the paper and glued them on with the flowers. Added a yellow button to pull that yellow in. Tied on this natural jute button string bow and a couple of dragonfly charms in silver here that I had in my stash. And then I layered up this piece here with the dragonflies, and I really love how it turned out. I added a flower up here with a leaf. From the cover of the collection, I used a smaller cut apart here tag, and then I added the Nouveau crystal glaze to that, and then I added that to the leaves as well. So that's the front. On the back, I just kept it plain. I just added one of the larger cutouts that says create and inspire. So here it just unties here on the side, and like I showed you in the tutorial, we have just a 1-inch spine on each side. So this opens up. Here on the inside front cover, I have the pocket. I added a piece of paper cut from the scraps, like a border, punched out a scallop circle of this flower, added it here, added some of the photo mats that are cut from my colors, and I used that photo punch that I used throughout the tutorial. Put a mat here. This opens up so you see the mirrored pocket here on this side. I did the same thing, the mats. Now on these little flaps, I added these paper mats out of patterned paper using those photo corners so you can add a photo. Oops, I missed this one, so I'm going to have to go back and add my colors to this one, so I apologize for that. I thought I got them all. This I just left plain, so it's for photos. You open this up. I put a small one here with my colors and left this so you can see the image. This one here, I did get my colors on the back of that one. Put a photo mat here. This is also a photo mat in the patterned paper just to bring in all those different patterns. And then this one I'm going to leave like that. So you can add photos in there if you want. Here is a mat, the printed paper, and then one out of my colors. Lots of room here for photos as well. This flips back. I put a mat here. These are good spots for photos, also for journaling if you wanted to. Did I already show you that one? I think so. So this one folds back, so it mirrors this one over here. So you got a photo mat, and then you've got that there on the inside. See, kind of have to hold that up. So then you have this nice space here. We have the photo mat here with a magnet closure. This opens up so you have more places for small photos or journaling, and then a place for a big photo here in the center. So this just all folds in like this. And I will get that mat added onto that one, and that is the second project that I have made, designed for Country Craft Creations, using the Life is Beautiful 12x12 paper collection exclusive to the store. Check out countrycraftcreations.com. For your crafting supplies, I will link this collection down below. If you enjoy my videos, please give me a thumbs up, which is a like. Click on that. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you subscribe. Click on the bell so you'll know when my next project video is ready. And as always, again, shop countrycraftcreations.com. Bye-bye, everybody. Thanks for watching.